Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Dare to podcast. I'm your host, Dare to today, the 21st of October 2020. Today, I want to come to you with a topic that I've entitled Conquering the Wilderness Mentality. Of course, this is based on the story of the children of Israel in the wilderness. And the Israelites wandered around in the wilderness for 40 years to make what was an 11-day journey. Why? Because after I've pondered on this situation, I hear the Lord saying to me that the Israelites couldn't move on because they had a wilderness mentality. The Israelites had no positive vision for their lives, no dreams, because they needed to let go of that mentality and trust God. We really shouldn't view the Israelites with an astonishment, because most of us do the same thing that they did today, that we look to our careers, our finances, our jobs, our families, and lose our faith in God, even when we are faced with circumstances. But God is saying to us today that don't be like them, or don't look at them with astonishment, because you too can fall in the same trap. We keep going around the same mountain instead of making progress, and it takes us years to experience victory over something that could have been dealt with quickly. This could be in our career, in our marriage. A lot of people stay in this marriage where you are miserable, where a simple change of attitude could have turned that miserable marriage into a happy marriage. A simple change of attitude could have turned that frustrating career into a fulfilling career. Why? Because we have that mentality, the wilderness mentality that the children of Israel had. And God is saying we keep going around the same mountain instead of making progress. And it takes us years to experience victory over something that could have been dealt with quickly. What we need is a new mindset. We need to start believing that God's word is true. That's all we need. We see in Matthew chapter 19, verse 26, it tells us that with God, all things are possible. All he needs is our faith in him. And that's what the children of Israel needed. He delivered them from the bondage from Pharaoh. He parted the Red Sea, and they passed and walked on dry land. He provided manna in the wilderness. But all this went on and started growing. And that cost him an 11-day journey into a 40-year journey. This could happen to you and me today. All they needed was to believe. It needs for us to believe, and we will do the rest. That's what he's saying to us. The Lord is saying the same thing to you and me today that he said to the children of Israel, that you have dwelt long enough on this mountain. It's time to move on. What he needs is you to lend him that listening ear and listen to God, because his ear is waiting for you to say just that. It's time for us to move on and say, God, I have spent enough time going around the same old mountains in my life. But with you, I know I can move on. So I put my faith in you and let go of my wilderness mentality, or should I say wilderness? Because surely we know what we need to do. All we need to do is to trust in God. But the first thing that comes to our mind when we're faced with a situation or circumstances is our brother, our parents, our relatives, our friends, our bank account. How much money can we spend to get rid of this situation? Instead of first looking to God, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. That's what the Bible tells us. Otherwise, we too end up like children of Israel, going round and round and round the same round. Could be married, finances. They are all solutions that God has provided, because it says there is a way out of every situation that comes. The way is to trust in God. That's the only way out. Trust in God. Because He is our Ebenezer. The Bible tells us that those who trust in the Lord shall renew their wings. They shall mount on, they shall renew their strength. They shall mount on wings like eagles. They shall run and never grow weary. You'll never faint if you trust in God. The reason you are frustrated in your career is because you put your trust in that career, in your boss, your supervisor, you put your job, not in God. The reason you are frustrated in your marriage is because you put your trust in your spouse, not in God, to take care of that marriage. And hence, you are frustrated by every simple habit that you don't like about your spouse. But if you put your trust in God, God shows you what love is, patience, kindness, all those kind of things. So you'll not be frustrated by your spouse, because you are going to have patience if you trust in God. There are simple solutions that God has provided. Only we need to trust Him. Brethren, let's learn to conquer the wilderness mentality in our lives that keeps us going around and around the same mountains in our lives, and move on to fulfill potential in our lives, in our career, in our marriage, in our health, in our finances. God is saying, "Here I am, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hears my voice and opens the door for me, I will come in and dine and sit and dine with him." All He needs is for you to respond and to acknowledge that He is who He is, the great I am. Thank you, brethren. This is a topic from my podcast. You can find my blog. You can find it at www.thesiska.com. There are several topics. This is one of them. I just wanted to encourage you. If you are one of those people that are going through a situation or round and round and frustrated, that you need to turn to God. It's time to turn to God. I hope you are encouraged, and may God bless you. Thank you.